If you live in the southern United States, especially in the southeast, and you're not growing a fall garden, you're missing out. In southeast Alabama, we don't have to deal with as many pests and as many weeds. And there's so many fall crops you can grow, even on a small scale. It's amazing. You know, incidentally, the USDA has just rezoned my area, and I was 8A, 8B, and now I'm considered 9A. So we can grow a little bit more and a little bit longer. So that's a great thing. So today I'm gonna put in some fall greens. I already have some Brussels sprouts put out, but today I'm gonna put in some collards and also some broccoli. And I am putting these in the ground and not in my raised beds. And I'm using rabbit manure for fertilizer. I came out here and laid out some weed fabric next to my raised beds. And so I just burnt some holes in my weed fabric, and I'm just digging a hole, and I'm going to get this beautiful soil. Isn't that pretty? I have not had my soil tested, although I probably should. In some places it's nice and fertile, and in other places it's not. But I'm just digging a hole right here, and I'm gonna fill it back with some rabbit manure and some dirt, and then I'm gonna put my greens in the ground. I didn't get any seeds started, so I bought some starter plants up at the feed store. They're cheaper up at the feed store than they are at the big box stores, and I like to shop locally. What's nice about rabbit manure for fertilizer is you can use it. It's a cold fertilizer, so it doesn't have to be composted. So you can use it right in the ground. And I'm digging out all kinds of pieces of concrete. This is next to where my dad used to have a shop. So there's a lot of little bits and pieces of concrete. It's next to a slab. This is all I do. I just scoop some rabbit pellets down in there. And there's my hole. And just pop out all the plant and backfill it. That's all there is. See, isn't that easy? I thought it was kind of interesting that they changed their growing zone to 9A, which is based on average temperatures. We don't get a lot of freezing temperatures, but we do get some. And last year was especially bad. We got 4 days of, right at Christmas time, it was below freezing for 4 solid days. We don't get that down here. I mean, it's November 20th, and I'm out here in a t-shirt and blue jeans, and I'm actually, my legs are, and my feet are getting hot from blue jeans and boots. So average temperatures are up in the 50s. So it stays hot. I mean, we have had it as hot as in the 80s around Christmas. So it's very mild here, and I even have some tropical plants growing, but I have them in the greenhouse right now because it did get kind of cool. And tropical plants really don't like to get below 50. So I have pineapples. If you go back, I want to say it was February or March. It may have been even earlier than that. It may have been around January. I had bought some pineapples. My grandson, I forgot to buy them this year, but my grandson was selling fruit for FFA, and I had bought some pineapples and canned up some pineapple, and I cut the tops off and repotted them and actually rooted them. So I have them growing, and they will have to go in the greenhouse and stay there during the winter time. Now I have not climatized. Got one of my bees flying around me. I have not climatized my greenhouse to accommodate for when it gets cooler, so I will have to do that. Now, it's just a small greenhouse, and see, this soil over here is a lot sandier, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm amending it with rabbit manure, and it's actually, this rabbit manure has composted a bit along with some of the straw. Just backfill and water it. Rabbit manure is very high in nitrogen, and these green leafy plants really need the nitrogen. I try not to use inorganic fertilizer. I do occasionally use an inorganic simply to give it a kickstart. But this year with my fall garden, I'm trying to stay with some organic since I've got the bunnies, and it seems to be giving me plenty of manure. All right, there. I'm tempted just to go ahead and keep those cabbages instead of going back and getting broccoli. We eat more cabbage than we do broccoli, really. And broccoli tends to bolt very easily here, even in winter. I think I'll just go ahead and plant the cabbage. Rock is also over here. I'm finding bits of coal. Look at this. This, when I was a little girl, over here was a coal pile from my grandparents when they burnt coal in their fireplace. So I'm finding little bits of coal in here too. It's interesting. Maybe if I leave them long enough, they'll become diamonds. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and plant these cabbage. I should have read the label. I just grabbed them from what said broccoli, but I should have read the label on the thing itself, so that's okay. We eat lots of cabbage, and I've actually been toying with the idea of fermenting some, making some sauerkraut, and I like sauerkraut. I don't think my husband eats it, but I like it. I like it on my sausage dogs. I would think the coal in itself would be a very good fertilizer too. That could be why the soil is so rich over here, because coal is high in carbon. And of course, carbon and oxygen makes carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is very good for plants because that's what they breathe. That's why planting is so important. Anything that's alive and has green. I've got another piece of coal. Let's see. Yep, another piece of coal. Little bits. Interesting. I'd forgotten about this being a coal pile over here when I was little. That's neat. Yeah, this time last year I would not have been in the ground like this digging. I was too fat. You know, in the prepping lifestyle though, you kind of have to, you don't just put away food and water and learn how to be more self-sufficient as far as growing your own food or canning. Self-sustainability means you have to be in decent physical health. But being able to get around easier and not becoming so short of breath just walking small distances is a huge, it's a huge improvement for me. So I'm thankful that I was able to lose some of the weight that kept me from doing some of the things I wanted to do. You know, I'm not strong. I can handle a 50-pound bag of chicken feed. But I am a lot more limber and in better shape. All right, so we planted all of those veggies in just a matter of minutes, and we're done. So I planted 6 collards and 6 cabbage. I left a little footpath to get to my raised beds, and we're done. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me.